have to agree with you. Maybe Imperial, if they continue to slide here, if they have a very poor performance in this qualifier, that might initiate a roster change. And given the weaknesses showcased against Elevate yesterday, that's a definite possibility, but I don't think Sharks need to make a move. They're performing quite well as they are, 2 games on the up, and oh my goodness, we have game, folks. We're in, we're live, the timer is counting down, and ODDIK will start on that CT side. No kit for them. Tournay with the smoke and dual Beretta combo. Woody could pick up a flashbang, but does not elect to. Instead, on the other side, he got a raid boss for Luken. Nade, Molotov, and flash and smoke, so a pop potential here. Maybe even event drop. They're just going to blow open the door and hold on to the rest. Molotov for top hut, flash in for Max. Of course, Martinez with the smoke can be used towards mini, maybe towards heaven, depending on how things shake out once the take comes through. But it's an 8 take, and they've already lost the first. Adam gets drive-by'd by Woody. Nite with another. Ksloks comes through with a trade onto Martinez, and he's still around Tetris too. Luken's pistol cannot find anything yet. He's taking damage and has to fall away, as does Max with no armor, engaging with those dual Berettas over towards Trophy Room. Last 2 T's stuck in towards Squeaky, and they have to find a way out. Ksloks deals with the first and the second with a masterful little flick down onto the head of Luken. Only 2 casualties for ODDIK, and a nice start to Nuke on their opponent's pick.
Very solid start and very solid individual performance from ksloks early. Hopefully a sign of things to come as well. He's not the star for this team, but he's not a slouch either, so getting him activated early could really help them out in terms of individual depth on this roster, which will be much needed, might I add. 9Z on this map, they are very solid on both sides. Over 60% win rate on both the CT and T side. That means you cannot let off the gas at all if you're ODDIK. I'm sure they learned that a couple days ago in the last head-to-head. To make that 3 M4s, one being an A4. And 2 MP9s, pre-nerf, of course. 9Z without that bomb plant, going for the full save. It's Glocks across the board, everybody above 2K. And the name of the game at this point would probably be try to get a bomb plant, maybe a kill or 2. But that is about all you can really hope for, and ODDIK are positioned well to prevent a bomb plant from coming through.
Bomb plant's going to be tough regardless of the Glocks, but they find 2 kills. Max and Wasso have found a pair, but Woody doubles down himself. Ksloks at first fence, 1 but only 1. Woody with a third. Pank up in heaven will save the day. But the bomb goes down, and 3 kills come through from this Glock round out of 9Z. And that is something that could not happen if you're ODDIK. You cannot allow the Glocks to get more than 1 kill realistically. Plus the bomb plant comes through. That is a dismal round for the CTs, and their economy, you can already see, is not going to be good. Meanwhile, 9Z will have everything they want, unless maybe an op. Although, do you really want the op this early on the T side? I think the flexibility that the rifles offer is a much better prospect. And they'll do the same. Full utility, full AKs. Woody's gotten an op at least, but the utility might run dry. There's only going to be 1 kill on the CT side. And Torney's going to sacrifice firepower to get the extra utility pieces up in his hands, going for an MP9, which is not necessarily a bad gun. Depends on the situation here. Fast A pressure coming through, but that flashbang will take care of Adams. Ksloks doing the job himself. Takes about half damage, but well worth the opening pick. Out comes Luken though, smoking mini, spots out the Tetris player, but ksloks again. Just monsters on this A-side defense. Nothing Wasso Pete can do to deal with 2, as Max chimes in with 1. Still the man advantage for ODDIK, and Martinez has found nothing peeking around through hut. These last 2 players, no bomb and no control, are on the outside looking in, and might even be debating a save on round 3.
It's a difficult call to make so early in the game. This was a real chance for them. They did meaningful, good damage last round. They got the bomb plant to give them the edge needed to get all of that utility, and yet their A play falls flat. Martinez rotating around outside back red. All this space has been given because ODDIK are locked in on the A site. They have that bomb, as you mentioned. They don't need to control the map. They just need to control the piece of kit that lies on the ground. 38 seconds left. Martinez gonna go for the long flank around. Journey's holding this all the way back from old vents. He'll spot the walkout. And Woody and Pank are both tucked close enough around the silo that Martinez should not spot them. Max going for the information, gets shot through the wall by Woody, finished off. It's just Martinez now up above. He tries to go for the first, but as I mentioned, Woody was tucked deep enough that he had cover from old vents. Very good setup to hold the bomb, to keep all three up, slowly build that CT economy, and importantly, prevent that bomb plant. 9Z are going to be back to pistols, maybe a half buy if they really want to. It's an interesting call, actually. Not sure who dropped the Galil. It looks like it was Max giving it to Adams. We'll have to see. They bought quite low, but the loss bonus can soak up some of those extra investments.
I don't know why Adams is the one that's getting the Galil out of this, too. He's been caught in some pretty open positions and exploited towards Squeaky on 2 of these first 3 rounds. And it's not inspiring too much confidence in the early going. Nate goes in, does a little bit of tickle to Max. Second one will do the same, but that will not getting anything done. Luken, Tech 9 in mini. Makes a nice, easy job of both ksloks and 9th. Tornay now to hold, but Luken's tagged. The off is here. Tornay, though, falls. Great shot from Woody, but there's still 2 more on the site to find. CT's rotating in. Bomb not yet down. Smoke goes up. And look at Max. He's still working outside. He's got the spot. Takes the shots a little bit too early on Pank. At least the information's there, but again, no plant yet. Finally, bomb goes down. And Pank's going to have to play a little bit of a weird game here, and he tries to go for utility out in the open, despite the information being gained. And they know where Woody is, too. He's taking shots at Max over towards Secret. And so Woody's going to be on the save call now, although with the bomb plants on Nuke being as damaging as they are, he's going to have to find safety in a very dangerous spot. But 9Z, the pistol half-buy works out perfectly for him, and it's Luken out in mini that gets the bulk of that job done to open the site.
The way they mob around with pistols works really well. We saw it on the Glock round where they isolated a lot of players and simply overwhelmed. We saw it in this one where they bait and switch from top mini and from inside squeaky door to catch the player inside mini. They can play that kind of bait and switch style where they catch a player between 2 different difficult to hold angles. They could really find success. The issue is we don't see that kind of play when the rifles come to hand. 9Z, get the op in this one. ODDIK are back on a very difficult economic situation. They have been winning, but it's been hard-fought victories, or in the case of the last round, a very difficult save. ksloks on only a pistol. There's lackluster utility left above already. Also, Peak gets 9th out of position, but 9th is the one to win the duel. Big opening. Adams exchanges through the smoke with Punk. Both being tagged down quite low, but neither falling. Woody on the op might be the next at bat out in yard.
There's been damage, but there needs to be a kill here for 9Z to get something going. Necessity to string rounds together this early T side. ODDIK are doing a good job of not overfacing, especially outer yard. They've got their pick. They can sit back and turtle. Force 9Z to make a play.
So you have to be careful because they have no utility left. They have a flash and a nade, and that's it. Woody going back up, back AC. Good tag onto Max, but it must have been a leg shot or through some sort of wall because he's at 4 HP and still standing. 30 seconds left, though. 9Z have all grouped up out in the yard. And they have no clear direction on where they want to go. They're so reliant on finding a pick, but nothing's presenting itself. I think it's going to be a save call for all 4 of these players. Also, Peak will be able to buy, so they'll have another solid investment in the next round. Martinez will be left without utility. That won't be the worst thing in the world for the Opper. It's a very difficult call to make for 9Z. It's a heads-up call to make as well.
Not an easy one. Not an easy one at all. But they have to make it, and it's the wise choice. A tactical retreat from 9Z. MP9 back for ksloks. Everybody else has the proper firepower on ODDIK. Of course, 9Z, also having all that extra cash, will be able to buy up when we lose that one player. Good utility damage, though, onto 9Z from ODDIK. And this outer yard play, not primed to yield too much positivity for this T side. No smokes down for the cross yet. Off is getting ready to post up. Can even go up top and look over those smokes. Nade's prepped. Nade goes in. They know where one is.
Martinez awfully. Yeah, they do. Martinez is being awfully aggressive up top of red. Smoke across does work. Now a second deeper smoke thrown, perhaps to feign control towards garage. In fact, 9Z aren't going for garage control. They're just going down secret. All 5 here. Just under a minute left. Naite and Pank have both read this. They're both towards double doors. They're both looking for this headshot angle. Luken boosted up. Doesn't get the shot, but does get the information. Nade flash goes in there ahead of it. Doesn't matter. Pank and Naite combine for 2. Waso Peak comes out. Decon gets 1. Immediately traded by Naite, who's having a tremendous showing down below on the lower site. 2 versus 4. Adams and Martinez both tagged about half HP. Naite spots the head, can't get the kill, but with 25 seconds left and Martinez shotgun opping and vents, this is still a hard-fought round for them to try and claw back. 15 seconds, they have to get a move on. The bomb's down on site, they need to get there and they need to plant it. ODDIK have rotated in, it's not going to be easy. Woody catches his rival, Luken. Adams might get 2 here. 1 found, MP9 is the second. But no, the MP9 wins the duel, recovers the op, and ODDIK continue their winning ways. Again, not clean, but they still continue to win nonetheless.
And they're forcing a timeout out of 9Z, too. The loss bonus is enough to where they can fathom a buy, but it's not going to be strong without that bomb plant. So the timeout will let them figure that out, and also figure out what they need to do, which I think boils down to make a faster decision in a lot of cases, because they're taking so much time just lollygagging outside that they're not actually getting anything done. And when they do go do something, the bomb drops in a bad spot and there's no time to either recover or make a change. So for 9Z, they're giving ODDIK so much respect and so many opportunities to shut them down that you can't even say that ODDIK are necessarily winning these rounds. 9Z are losing them.
And 9Z are playing a very weird style. Yeah. Like, yesterday when we saw Imperial playing this, Vinny was the masterclass to me. I won't lie. It was the lurk. We had a lurk in lobby to throw a bit of a fake. We had him to catch rotators and show some map control. And instead, we're just seeing 5 players group up, go slow, and they're getting caught out because ODDIK can make the reads. 9Z are trying to... Yeah, the utility was exemplary. 9Z... mixed bag to start things off, trying to go quicker out towards A. Ksloks, though, is still here. He was a stunner at the start of the game in the pistol round, and he's still doing very well for himself. Max out in yard is looking for Naite in garage. Will he expect that close angle? I don't think so.
I'm inclined to agree. We're right.
ODDIK, they've shown us so many different setups that 9Z just simply can't clear or don't expect they need to clear absolutely everything, and it's to their chagrin.
I feel like that's a basic oversight, though. You gotta at least check garage.
We haven't seen ODDIK play garage in like 4 rounds.
This is a disastrous T-half right now. And Naite's not going to see the cross here. So they will at least get to secret safely. But Woody's over towards B with his op. He's on ramp. He could make the rotation down. A fast rotate outside for Naite. And yeah, Woody's thinking maybe, just maybe, we might have people on B. Which, look at the time for 9Z. 14 seconds. They're almost out of time. They have to make a move. Now they're going in. Woody's down. He's going to hear the noise, sees the door open. Smoke's not going to go. Okay, will guys him off. They put the bomb down here. They find Woody.
Spam.
Oh, that is luck. That is a blessing for 9Z, and it turns into a round as Huaso Peak finishes off Pink and single as well. Martinez, the last one, onto Naite. But that smoke kill onto Woody is what opens the door from 9Z. And that was a slim window of opportunity that they climbed through to victory on.
They had to fly through it. They didn't have time to climb. Just dive through and hope it works. In this case, it did. But by slim margins. You can tell money's still not great. It's not great for either team. ODDIK, all their victories have been hard fought. They still have been costly. So, we're going to have to make some compromises. 5-7, 2 MP9s, a MAC-10 for Max. At least a change of pace for 9Z. The MAC-10 racing forward. Getting control quickly. This time around, we do have a Luken lobby from Luken, so at least 9Z spreading out, going back to that more traditional default we see from the T side of Nuke.
The contact made down on B tunnel. Woody going to be forced away by that Molotov. Max just running distraction right now, while the rest of his team plays pretty stationary outside. They're looking for an opening pick to get something into the round. That nade's going to do some damage tonight. They soften him up as Huaso will do his due diligence and clean out garage. Never a fun job, but, you know, it's got to get done every once in a while. See if he can get into Mini. This one cleared out. It's Max actually gets drive-by on the MAC-10. Opening things up, gets traded out, but it's 2 for 1 in favor of 9Z, and they can scale forward. Do they clear Torne out, though, or can that 5-7 wreak some havoc? Torne looking back at the door, will he shoot the right angle? He will not, but he's able to get there in time as Adam shoots a little prematurely and gives Torne time to acquire a headshot. Martinez comes up with an op kill, and so Woody should be forced to save here in this 1 versus 3. It's not a likely retake, and we'll see 9Z grab a third. That timeout starting to change things for this 9Z team. They're going in with a little bit more purpose on these site takes, which is the biggest factor that's working out for them.
Yes, and again, I'm liking their confidence when they have these scrappy weapons. We saw Max just race down Secret immediately with that MAC-10. If we can see that same kind of confidence and aggression with the rifles, I think 9Z will be a force to be reckoned with. Luken catches Woody trying to save towards T-spawn. Good kill there. These stats, 117 and 107 for ksloks and Naite. Tactical timeout now compelled out of ODDIK. Makes sense. I believe they're on a save. Yes, they are. I would have liked to see it, as we always say, going into a rifle round, but at least they're being proactive with their timeouts. We didn't see nearly enough during stage 1 of this qualifier.
Yeah, we didn't get to see a lot of timeouts at all until the later portion of Nuke last night, our last game of the evening. And right now we're seeing both teams use timeouts at important times. So for 9Z, it's worked out for a couple of rounds in their favor. ODDIK think they might just want to slow down the momentum here. And that's probably the main part of that timeout. Waiting until the gun round might have been a good option. But we'll see here as ODDIK will have the USPs. Perhaps a gimmick in play too from them, as they all seem to be going towards the same general area for the most part. Yeah, stack towards J-Hall. I like the idea. Go for a gamble here. There's no real downside to it. There's only potential upsides. And 9Z are very spread out, so they could fall victim to a stack if they wander into it. Torne's just trying to bait them in. And Luken is lucky enough that the stack is dissolved before he goes in for that fight towards Jay. Utility going in, smoke towards Mini. 9Z doing their due diligence on this outer yard take. That's a good sign. They don't want to get over aggressive against what's most likely an eco. They clean everything properly. It's exactly what they do. Not a single casualty from 9Z. Just crossing all their T's, dotting all their I's. Good stock standard round from them. That's a good boost to that T economy, which is still a little bit rough, especially on Max.
Still a little bit rough, but it's getting there. It's above 2K. No op on the side of ODDIK either. We give Martinez a good time to wake up a bit. He's had a quiet start to this map. Granted, he's on the C side. Another set of yard control. Martinez caught jumping up by his rival Opper. Woody, a big scalp to find early with a crispy shot peeking credit card. And Z continue their slow trot down towards Secret. There's only 2 players going in that direction. Also peek grabbing the op. Luken lurking in trophy. There's 2 players looking to clear him, and they do so cleanly. Punk finds that. It was a late, delayed, and slow lobby crunch, but it works out to get a 2-man advantage. 9Z rightly pivot into this B site take, but they still have to contend with the player ramp.
Bomb down in a 3 versus 5 hold. It's not going to be easy for 9Z, but they can still win this fight out. Coming in ramp. An aggressive peek from Adam, though, gives an opportunity in. And with the flank from Huaso, you have to wonder why they forced the issue so heavily. Could have waited for Huaso to come back in and help seal the round instead of being put in a 1 versus 5 in that scenario. That's a misplay there on the hold. That's a big misplay. And that costs 9Z a round and costs them at bare minimum extra kills.
Yes, it does. ODDIK, at least 6 rounds on the CT side, a pretty solid start. Would like a bit more, though. As I mentioned, 9Z are very solid both CT and T side, whereas ODDIK far more suited to that C. Oh, not far more. They're about 50% on both sides, but that's still not a stellar overall stat line. Martinez has his op, none for ODDIK. Yet again, Martinez starts it off this time around. He will not be the first casualty. He drops ksloks. A heavy hitter for ODDIK, taken down early without much impact.
There still are Woody and Nayate, which 9Z have struggled to deal with. But the amount of damage which 9Z have received in this early going is a concern when it comes down to an Exeguer hold. I mean, Luken's on 30 HP, Huaso peak at 47. He's been the main damage dealer for this 9Z side, from ladder 2 actually. And a Molotov will force Woody down off the top, but he'll spray away this squeaky, but Luken's gonna pop out and only get 1. Where's the rest of his team? Why is he out there alone? They're segmented, they're not going out together. Now they finally do, and look what happens. A clean double entry. But there's 2 targets to fight. Makes it difficult for that CT to pick. Instead of having a flawless round, at least the potential for one, 9Z only lose 1 at least for now. I don't think Pink's going to be able to do anything. The bomb is the biggest threat to Adams right now. But 9Z just kind of making these little mistakes here and there, which they're lucky not to get punished for in this round, and at least grab a 5th going into the last round of the first half.
Yeah, Adams bails them out there with that subpar spacing on the entry. It's interesting setting all of your team out of the hut, especially as segmented as they were, but at least it wasn't a round-ending mistake. 9Z, 1 away from tying us up at even keel. All 4 survive as well. Not that it really matters at this stage. ODDIK, how's their buy gonna look? There's probably gonna be some compromises. Yep, that's a big one. Woody, he's going to go for the op, but he's going to go glass cannon. He only has a flash on his belt, no armor, no kit. Everybody else does have rifles at least, but they're going to be utility light on this ODDIK defense for the final round of the first half. Max again on a Mac 10. This is a choice because he has 2250 left in the bank. He could have easily got an AK, but he wants to go for the SMG instead. He wants to spearhead a play at ramp. Straight forward he goes, flashed off. Punk falls back with his AK in hand. 9Z, do they pivot directly into this ramp take, or do they slow things down with the control they've found?
Well, they're going to slow it down and watch for a flank here, which is a wise choice with ksloks hot on their heels. Flash in, ksloks blind, and he has no response for that from Huaso. Great read from 9Z, who are also keeping an eye on the J-Hall rotate, expecting more ODDIK players to try and regain the lack of space towards ramp. look at the lack of utility for the CT side. 2 flashes, 1 smoke remain. It's going to come down to the firepower available to them, to the Woodies, to the Nightes. Somebody like Tournay or Pank has to step up if you're on the CT side. And 9Z, I think, are feeling that the B side is not the most opportune choice to take. A much better option is going in here. Max is going to spearhead, while also at least keeping an eye on things towards Trophy. As A will be taken. Tournay and Squeaky is the one real big question in this whole round. He's going to hear everything, the rotations are going to come up, but Waso's still waiting. He's tucked in, not exposed to the CT player, which means Tournay is also unspotted. Timing is everything right now. But there's a player on him. Luken got the angle. I think he spotted him. Yes, he has. And I believe he saw Night as well. He'll drop down looking for that Tetris player. Night, can he hold the line? No. Luken's got another. And Ponk and Woody, what can they do here? The op glass cannons, last round of the half, he cannot save. And Woody hits 1 to the 4. And he'll not hit the second shot as the aim punch will take him out. 6-6 tie game. Heading into half number 2 on the other side of the break.
Everybody know we gon' do it like this, do it like this, do it like this. Everybody know we gon' do it like this, do it like this. Straight from the underground. Everybody know we gon' do it like this, do it like this, do it like this. Everybody know we gon' do it like this. Straight from the underground.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to half number 2 of map number 1. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs on the mic, and we need about 15 seconds before this second half starts. That's why we're here on the fly-through screen. Don't worry, we'll be back shortly with the continuation of Nuke. But it was a hot start for ODDIK on this first half. And they returned to form from 9Z, at least to an extent. It wasn't the prettiest from them. It wasn't the most sophisticated, but it definitely got the ball rolling and got us back to even footing. This pistol round is important to determine who will have the momentum. And right now, ODDIK are trying to maintain it by racing out into A. It's a mixed bag of results as it's 3 for the price of 2, at least for the time being. ksloks drops down. Adams finds 1 before getting traded. Nightthea now alone in a 1v2. He's known to be towards Squeaky. Bomb is dropped. ksloks and Luken appear to be grouping up as well, at least to an extent. Luken's in towards Hut. ksloks is back of sight. Right there. Heard to reload there.
Oh,
jump
nice
spots.
little bait.
Tetris. And that is checked, but not dutifully. Luken's the one to win the duel. And 9Z emerge with the lead for, not the first time, but it's the first time in a while that they've had the advantage. ODDIK no bomb plant means they're going to be on pistols at best. They should not be force buying into round 14.
Yeah, ODDIK will go for a bit of an eco here. Hank's got a deagle, so does Nightthea. But that little jump spot, it ends up taking so much concentration away. It allows Luken to just hide away. Luken as well had a very good first half. And, well, that's one of the deagles making light work of Adam. Yeah, Pong takes a bunch of damage, but it doesn't really matter. He's got the opening pick. And that's damage that the CT side economies cannot really maintain. Martinez over on the AC, top of lockers, is trying to find himself a nice couple of easy kills. But right now for ODDIK, they can kind of just wait things out and see if the CTs over-rotate. And I like this call from them. Now they're going to start to go for something. Martinez takes the damage, doesn't do any in return. Pittance of damage. Still have to back away, but this is where Max can really farm. But I don't know if shooting that early is the best idea, and they're just going to back away again. Yeah. This whole CT side is just on pins and needles.
Not wanting to get overrun like their adversaries did in the pistol rounds of the half prior. Those deagles can still do some tremendous damage as well. ODDIK hoping that the MP9s get aggressive in light of the man at disadvantage. With 30 seconds left, now it's time to re-aggress. Max again at bat, spots the shadow. That's what he's trying to pre-fire there. And the MP9 gets away from him. Martinez finds the player coming out of Hut, the lurk. They'll combine for 3 over towards Hut, or a mini, excuse me, make that 4 as he finds 4 total in the round. ksloks as well found 1 from Old Vent. 9Z do convert it, which was a not sloppy but scary start, does get across the line.
Gets across the line. They don't lose 3, which I guess is
No bomb plan either.
There. But for ODDIK, they put 9Z in a bit of an awkward spot. They forced a little bit of angst out of this team, and they've gotten an early pick onto Adams again, which has consistently gone down early in these early halves. Martinez working around that smoke, though, trying to find a response. Has some support coming up through lower as well. Overwatch position. ksloks can't get anything. Luken only good for 1, though. You want to see 2 out of that player. He's been so good this half.
Martinez was spotted here by ksloks.
Oh, they know. They're going to clear him out. Where's the flash, though? They're just going to try this, and it's going to work. That's a bit of a risk, though.
Only 1 flash on Punk. I don't know where Punk was, if he was clearing or not.
He was second man in.
Yeah, that right-clicking a flash isn't the best idea. Also, getting ahead of the Molotov in towards Secret. Were his steps heard? That's the question.
I think they saw him.
Smokey gets 1, tries to spray transfer, doesn't find it, but the smoke saves him. They're both here in Secret. They're going to try to go out through the smoke. ODDIK quickly realize they have the A site. They have a player up top. And so this is going to be a hard-fought retake. Good spam from above. Just Max now alone. He has an AK at least, but he's not going to try it. Save the kit, the armor, and the AK for the following. His team's buy, though, in round number 16 is not going to be pretty.
Quite the contrary. It's going to be rather ugly. Martinez is $100 plus first round loss. That's $1,400. So he's going to have $1,500 in the bank, 5.7 in armor. If he wants to go for that, maybe P250, get a little extra utility. We'll find what they want to go for pretty quickly, but overall, the money on 9Z is going to be incredibly rough. Only Max will have a rifle unless Luken really wants to force him to terrorists win. Max could technically drop one, but you want to see utility come out for that CT side as well.
I say you honestly buy armor, buy pistols, and try to Congo line that AK.
Well,
so that way
drops
if
the AK over and a scout.
They're force buying. They're not going to save. That could work out. But I like the idea of just not a lot of utility. I like the idea of saving and trying to toss that AK around as players fall. You know, just let it fall in a safe spot, pick it up, go from there. Aggression. I do as well, but the MP9 on site is a beast to be reckoned with. Luken's now up in heaven. It's even trades. 2 versus 2. Luken, though, wanting to wait, wanting to bide time for his teammate to go for this flank. That Molotov heaven doesn't land. And there's the flank I mentioned. Adams does so much damage onto this AK. Finally finishes the kill. It's Tournay. He's had a quiet map thus far. He's found the first, and he knows that Adams was on the flank. Adams has already shifted gears. He's walking all the way back around to go towards heaven. Will this be expected? I don't think so. In fact, it's not even close to being expected. Free kill for the MP9. Very heads-up rotation. And 9Z take away that round. It was a scary one with that investment, but it pays off in the end.
And their investment's still going to be a little bit light here into this next round. A couple MP9s coming through. At least they'll have the extra M4 for Luken. Martinez might go for a scout as well. But look at that. ksloks far and away on top of the kill count now. 5 above Nite. Luken as well, more than Nite. So the top 2 for 9Z have more kills than the top 2 for their opposition. Max is over on 4 kills, though. And that's a bit of a problem for this 9Z side. They need a little bit more out of him. Adams and Martinez both kind of picking up the pace as well. Tournay's taken down quite low, but ksloks gets the opener onto that scout, and Adams destroyed by Nite. The stars start to show up here for ODDIK before ksloks adds his 19th of the game and backs away. The damage to Tournay and Woody, a lot done too. Combined 32 HP for those guys, 20 on 1. You could kill him with a flashbang, a decoy. And ksloks
Saw the foot.
Yeah, that's information. But I think he's ready. Yo, that's a great read. He's just on top of it all.
ksloks is indomitable right now. Max secret. Looked for it by ksloks. Good headshot from the AK. Luken and ksloks. Can't count them out when ksloks alive, but Caster's Curse strikes instantaneously. Even just Luken. He's had a pretty good map, but a 1v3 seems like a too big a task to ask in this round. Luken should have the first. Yep, that was the Mac 10. Spots the second as well. But he's not going to expect this double up heaven. Surely not.
He could molly off Evan here. Nite's low. ksloks would have to push. And Luken does have a kit. He's got to go, though. He's running out of time. Molly, molly, molly. Where's he going to molly?
Oh, he's going for it.
He's saving?
He was going for exits.
Yeah. Wow.
He had no idea they were doubled up. He wanted to know where that second player was before he committed. He'd find a one-on-one duel, and of course nothing was going to present itself because they were both sitting in heaven. So it's well done from ODDIK. Bring it back within 1. And again, hamstringing this CT economy. They're going to call a second tactical timeout and figure out what kind of buy they want to go for. I saw Fomosk get dropped on the ground. That goes to Adams. ksloks, is he going to go for the MP9 Classic again? It really has worked out for him.
It's still good. It's still one of the best guns in the game in this old patch. over-reliance on it does not bode well for the next iteration of the game, which, again, will be played starting with Cologne, at least on ESL tournaments.
All they nerfed was the spray and the jumping accuracy. We've seen Huaso tap with it.
That's true. But I feel like they did nerf the bursting accuracy as well when it came to mid-range.
Yeah, but if he's only letting off bursts of 3, it's the first shot accuracy that counts.
That is true.
And for someone that just buys it and jumps a site to retakes trying to spam the bomb planter, then you might have an issue.
I feel like that was targeted.
It was. ODDIK can't take any round for granted. They're still down by 1. And we've seen them get close to losing rounds like these. Disgusting on the entry. ksloks finds 2. Max gets a trade, bringing it back to even keel. But ramp has officially been taken. And he's still a good shot to make this retake work. They're all walking ramp.
Yeah.
ODDIK are too busy clearing out the other side of the B site instead.
There's no util for the choke point either. And Martinez is going to get a gun.
What is their plan? They've just been dilly-dallying. They've just been sitting here.
Yeah.
All 3 players now approaching ramp. Torney's posted at least. Oh, maybe he isn't. There's a good first shot. Spots the second, and I think he might have seen the third on the death cam. So the information is there, at least for ODDIK, but
Wait,
taking so long.
Bomb?
Yeah, he did.
Oh my gosh. They lost the bomb in control.
And they lose Woody. 15 seconds. Night, they need to just swing this and kill them both. Timing's everything. He finds the first spot to the second. This is not even duel, and Night Day is the one to win it. It's an awkward round with ODDIK too busy, too preoccupied in control, and yet they still find a way to make it work in the 1v2. The individual showing up for them. Again, the top of the board is over on the side of 9Z, but the individuals on ODDIK are still firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, ksloks and Night Day in particular, opening up these rounds. Or I guess in ksloks' case, opening, Night Day's case, closing these rounds. And 9Z are about to go behind on their map pick here. 10-9, yes, still close. But these two teams played this map just 4 days ago. The Deagles not finding a mark. The USPs all gathered outside looking to find something in death ball formation, but still falling like flies are the CT defenders. Night is about to go grab a pair here and slowly walk through garage. Easy backstab 1, easy backstab 2, and 3. Martinez did get 1 out of ksloks, but that's not even a Pyrrhic victory. That's just a statistical anomaly at that point. Doesn't even matter if you're ODDIK. And if you're 9Z, your hopes for this map, your pick, rest on this round, realistically speaking. Your money is shattered again. You have to win this round, or ODDIK can get up to 11, most likely 12 for free. And you have no armor on your op. You're glass cannon opping here. Martinez has not had the biggest impact with the AWP.
No. It's had an okay map.
Yeah, not horrible, but not
good.
Great.
Not the
Yeah.
performance you want on Nuke.
not super impactful.
No. ODDIK. Ooh, 90, that's smoke.
They've heard it.
He's tagged through it and he's bagged. That's a big one to find. ODDIK, though, have rotated around and now scared the op off of ramp.
It's still got a good angle to hold, though. And Adam's lurking around, but his timing towards lockers might just go against them. He's made noise, and he's going to go up towards heaven. Tourney might join him. But this is a snake in the grass right now. ksloks waiting for the peak, though. And he's been stellar. Luken has to be the same. He's been good. Needs to be great from second vents. Max, 1 onto Woody. Out they scream. Luken only gets 1 as Max continues to harass. But Ponk gets 2. He comes alive in the dying embers of the round and of this map to bring it to a 1 versus 1 against Martinez. Glass Cannon AWP. And he's going somewhere that's not a sight. walking into ramp. Going down momentarily. No kit for Martinez. I don't know if he's going to want to go grab the kit available on A site. But he'll figure out its B pretty darn quickly here as the bomb is about to go down. Bomb plant in. And now he knows. To go or to save. Save is not really an option. So he has to fight, and Ponk's in the right area. Playing decontamination. It all comes down to the shot! It misses! And Ponk a hero as he pops off for 3 kills late in that round. And ODDIK coming up clutch to try and rip 9Z's pick out of their cold, dead hands.
Everybody on ODDIK has had their moments. ksloks and Knight, they're the ones that obviously come to mind. Ponk there, it was a 1v2 or a 1v3. Woody and Tierney have not had bad times either. Tierney, in the first half, I felt like he was just playing the quiet spots. Same can't be said for 9Z. As he mentioned, Max really struggling individually. Kind of just acting as a spearhead with a MAC-10, even when he could afford an AK. 9Z, gonna half buy what they can. The MP9s are in play once more. Don't discount them. There's a deagle on Martinez. 5-7 for Luken. It's a close stack towards the hut in hopes of catching AKs up close and personal. Woody drops the deagle early. I believe it was peeking heaven. Good kill. ODDIK will continue their slow, quiet step down towards B.
Ponk again. All this space has ksloks with him. And B site ripe for the picking. I don't think 9Z really have much they can do to really get the retake. And they're going to lose Wasso outside too, towards Mini. Tornay lurking and Squeaky. Max will try to punish. But this round just slips further and further out of 9Z's fingers with every passing second. Every tick. So there's damage, but still not the kill on Tornay. He'll be able to get the reload off too. Don't know why Adam is trying to punish him when that reload sound comes in, but he'll eventually get the kill. At this point, though, it'd save the AK. Luken, if you can get another AK out of this, be huge. There's no real chance for 9Z in this round, and ODDIK are about to get triple map point on their opponent's pick here, and Luken's going to be tested by all 3. First around the corner, down. Dive bombs in! He's not going to get more than 1. That is not lucky.
Terrorists win.
Nope. ODDIK, though, they don't need luck. They've built their advantage. Now 3 map points on their opponent's pick. We were talking about how this map was picked in this head-to-head 3 days ago and how it went the way of 9Z rather handedly. But ODDIK have done their research. These individual performances. Nightday and Huaso Peak now neck and neck. In fact, Nightday is above in terms of damage. And then ksloks outdoing Luken in the very same stats. ODDIK waking up in a big way, and now Martinez trying to be a hero back ready. He has an op in hand at least. Surely ODDIK do their diligence in clearing. Good nade on the Martinez. He's now mollied out. That's how he's heard right. Oh no. Martinez finds Nightday. Woody hit the wall bang. Woody's now low as well. That's good damage and a big performance from Martinez to hopefully give his team some sort of advantage, something to work with in this round. Because it is do or die.
Tornay falls to Huaso in the interim, trying to work out through hut. Ponk's got the bomb, and he's going to find a gap outside if he wants to go secret, but if he tries the mini angle, Adams is tucked in the corner in garage, ready to shut this down, but down the B stairs they go, and into the secret tunnel. Through the mountain, they'll walk in towards lower B. Woody, though, he's exposed alone from his teammates. So he's going to have to rely on the pair of ksloks and Ponk to get anything done. ksloks will telegraph this take with that Molotov. Doors going open to confirm. Rotations are going to come down. Luken's a little bit far away, but the bomb yet to go down. They're clearing up their angles. And now Woody gets the backstab onto Huaso. Max drops down, takes a little bit of damage. Luken, though, out on sight. Messy spray, can't come up with the kill. And as the number 2 on 9Z, he needed that kill. Take a man advantage. Instead, it's up to Adams. As Max gets caught on rotation, the lurk of Woody is so damaging. What can he do? Molotov backside. Forces these two to single door. Punk's gonna go towards Astralis. Time is running out for Adams. Sees nothing, hears no one, takes too much damage. His time is up, and ODDIK are gonna take this map away from 9Z. Ksloks to put the final nail in the coffin. ODDIK give 9Z a taste of their own medicine, 13-9, returning the favor from 4 days ago. 9Z, they started off shaky, had a bit of a resurgence in the midway portion of that map, but both teams showed up on their opponent's map pick and not so much on their own. So that leaves us with a third and final map in this opening round matchup between ODDIK and 9Z, with one spot available at ESL Pro League Season 22 on the line. I'm Boggs. Pineapple Phillips is with me here today as well as yesterday, and we'll see who's going to continue through the upper bracket and which team will have their backs up against the wall. Luken to start things off for 9Z. Takes some damage from Woody, but already 9Z heating up on this pistol round with an opening pick. Looking for more as they'll force these two away, Woody and Punk. They'll retreat to the confines of the B site. Meanwhile, ODDIK have this 2-2 split. No rotations from the A side of things. They're just making sure arch wrap is not possible. But as things get more and more solidified into this B take, ODDIK prepared to fight. Woody aggressing. There is a flashbang for him, but he goes too fast. And Luken, that's his second of the round on the P250 raid boss. Smoke's going in. Molotov for first oranges. Punk is smoked out, and he's going to go all through. Taken out by Luken again. 2 kills on 14 HP. And I think Tornay and ksloks are going to save.
Yep, save the armor. You can buy a helmet if you really want to, but you can buy an MP9 more importantly in the next. 2 versus 5 retake, even on even footing, seems near impossible. Adams knows they're probably saving. He's already hunting, as are his teammates. Only 2 left to really defend this B site. No one close to these two. It looks like they'll both be able to save. Bomb goes off. No one's close. Stellar start for Luken, who is supposed to be the star of this team. 3 kills for him, 2 as you mentioned on 14 HP. The P250 paying dividends for him. And this is the decider, ladies and gentlemen. This is map 3. Winner of this will continue on in the upper bracket to play the winner of Red Canids, and Imperial. Loser will drop down to the lower bracket and play the loser of that very same matchup. MP9s and 5.7s is the name of the game for ODDIK in this round. They are forcing. They have a kit in play as well for ksloks. Not a lot of utility to be spoken of. 9Z. 2 Galils, an AK, and 2 MAC-10s. Look to harvest a bit of cash. No, Max is no stranger to the MAC-10, sometimes even buying it instead of a rifle, favoring its aggressive nature. Triple stack arch, already smoked off. Have much impact, or it shouldn't, unless 9Z just wait out this smoke. Now we're in an awkward spot.
There's one from Luken. Max and Huaso peek exploding onto the side. It's a double for Huaso. And Ponk. Nothing he can do. Locked out. As 9Z will not another one on the board. 2-0 up for the South American mix. And Ponk might just run into a certain Luken. Not an unfavorable duel given Luken's low HP, and that's going to give Ponk an AK to save him to the next round, unless the MAC-10s can run him down. They're going to be on the hunt here. Max is going in through apartments. Where's the other one? Adam's going the long way around towards T-spawn.
They're worried that he crossed the bridge with that smoke. Max, that was going to get him. Yep, flying. So, not perfectly clean, but pretty clean round. AK picked up, dropping a MAC-10. Most certainly an acceptable loss given that ODDIK was on the force, and now they're guaranteed to be on a save, or nearly an entire save. Some nades, and a deagle for Naite. A good start for 9Z on this T side. And as we talked about, whoever gets the solid start at the beginning of the half typically runs away with the map in the end.
Well, ksloks will get one on the USP, and Naite, Luken, his victim. That's a heavy hitter to lose for 9Z. And a promising sign if you're an ODDIK fan to see Naite starting to heat up with an eagle shot like that. And if ODDIK are to win this round of all the rounds this half so far, that would be quite a statement. I like this rotation back from ODDIK, but it's a good move to not over-rotate with 4. Just with 3 instead. But 9Z have to be careful now. Martinez is low. He's damageable to those USPs at this point. To be very careful not to throw this round away. At bare minimum, they've given up guns. They still have yet to get a kill. 42 seconds. They're moving into A. Torne still up towards apartments. Nobody in there for 9Z, which is a blessing in disguise. It's going to be tough to clear that 5-7 clear. Can they kick out Ponk? No, they can't. They might just lose another. Torne activates. Plazo's down to 4 HP. He falls. Max gets one, but only one as ksloks with the salvaged MAC-10 comes in, leaving Martinez, the wounded member of 9Z, to do it all. He's flamed out of position. Torne finds him. And it starts with a USP from ksloks, a deagle shot from Naite, and spirals out of control into a round victory for ODDIK.
Right when I said the team that starts things off right can run away with the map, ODDIK pull it off. A near full save, minimal investment, just some grenades and that deagle, and a 5-7. The save pays off in a big way. 2 AKs recovered as well. That means they're going to have a solid buy going into this one. And 9Z are going to have to cobble together whatever they can. That bomb plant is big to give them this okay buy. Martinez has an op very early on this T side, but no helmet, which is important to note, given the M4 and the MP9. Luken's also on only a Galil, as is Max. Those are actually the 2 players you don't want on Galils. And aggression down banana is the name of the game for both teams. The issue is the flashes are there for ODDIK. Should have been their advantage, but instead Luken doubles down on the Galil. And 9Z off the rip, steal a man advantage, and now a 2-man advantage as Martinez catches Torne peeking in middle. ksloks, and Ponk, both stacked towards sandbags. One found. This is a good bait for ksloks. They're not going to clear. Or are they? They are. Still, ksloks finds one. Bomb should run away. The op is there to support. If ksloks wasn't cleared and they went for that execute, could have been very different.
Well, 9Z are able to at least respond properly to losing to pistols. That's a change and a positive one for 9Z in this third and final map of this series. We'll see if they're going to be able to do more here. We're not going to. This round's not live yet. This round is not live. And nobody took damage, so there's the restart. Match medic coming through here momentarily. Looks like it's already done. Hats off to our admin for being quick to get everything fixed and situated.
Thank you, Osho.
One of the unsung heroes that makes all of these events possible. So, he deserves some love. A lot of love.
More love than we can give. Eyes come through. Galils for Adams and Owasso Peak. MP9s for Punk and ksloks. There's an op for Woody as well to challenge Martinez, to rival Martinez. And that's what we call the Chaos Smoke. Deep middle. It allows you to potentially push alt mid. Makes 9Z a little bit antsy perhaps if the CTs act upon it. But of course they don't in this round. That's a lot of utility used by ODDIK. No mollies left. One smoke, maybe a second on the ground. And the spam from Luken and Max finds its mark on the Ponk, one of those MP9 players. Owasso Peak, though, phasing a smoke drops Woody. That's a two-man advantage, and now maybe perhaps a third, as the player on A side is now spotted in a very awkward spot. Swing comes through. Turne gets one. Martinez is off, though. Is too quick on the trade. ksloks also gets one over towards Wine, but the round is over. And if I had to guess, a 2 versus 3 retake with an MP9. And Nightdays just sitting top banana. Doesn't seem like he wants anything to do with this round.
It's going to be another round victory for 9Z. I'm not sure what Nightday is doing there. Okay, there he goes. That was bizarre for a second. And he almost
I
paid.
think he might have lagged out.
Yeah.
He lagged out.
We might have another technical pause coming into this next round. Because that was a little strange.
Very.
We'll find out. But 9Z, another good response on this T set of Inferno, and with every passing round, 9Z get more and more confident. The individuals in particular are really starting to rise, and Max, who was utterly dormant on the first map, had a very good second, and he's starting off well on Inferno as well. Timeout tactical this time, used by ODDIK. And they're using it into a half buy here, Nate, which is an interesting call. I mean, look at that damage, though. 127 for Luken, 110 for Max.
They're investing. It looks like.
Yeah, they are going all in.
Some of them are, oh, they were on a half buy. Turne was at 2,000, but he's gone for the utility. So they're going to go for the buy. M4s, Galil, MP9s. It's basically the same buy they've had for the last while. The issue is they've been caught by a lot of different things. Spam on banana. Owasso Peak walking through a smoke. You know, just caught up by a lot of different things that give away the early advantage and make it insurmountable deficit. Chaos Smoke middle, nade down as well. Spam from the op will not connect for Martinez. ODDIK quickly going for a 4-man stack over an A. This is an interesting read.
Yeah, it
We're
is.
on A. Only one B defender, and it looks like 9Z are committing to B.
They are. They're going to go all in on B. They've had some success here as well. But 9Z haven't exactly shoehorned themselves into going one way or another consistently. They kind of go where the wind takes them. And it's working out well. Martinez is trying to entry with the op. He does have the rifles around him, and it's Adam to get the shot, but the op ring out as well. And with 5 on the B site, 4 on the A site, that means Save Simulator 2025 begins again. And it's a prime opportunity to mention why we both thought that Inferno would have been a better map to remove than Anubis.
That's why the entirety of the world thought this map would be a better map to remove than Anubis.
Yeah.
It is unfortunately not a hot take of ours. It is a very, it's not even lukewarm. It is
It's-
ice cold take.
It's Arctic temperature.
It's
Antarctic. Because it's
Pre-climate
winter at
change,
South Pole.
Antarctic, yeah.
This is Sir Edwin Shackleton. Sort of.
This is what he died for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I actually have his diary on my bookshelf.
Do you have his Lego boat too?
I do, yes.
So I think it's his boat. I don't remember.
Terrorists
Yeah, I had to get that day one.
Understandably. If you thought there was going to be, if you thought there was a lot of saving on Ancient, excuse me, you are in for a treat.
We'll call it a treat.
Or torture, one of the two.
Or we could just split the difference and be very diplomatic and call it the show. In for a show.
In for something, that's for sure.
In for the long haul.
It's going to be a long haul.
That's a nice day.
Martinez gets around it pretty well, though. For a double nated tree at 64 still.
I'm surprised
Missy-
he's still that high.
Missed the first, but a nice kill on the second with that flashbang. Again, an early stat towards B for 9Z, but Huaso Peak is running amok towards apartments. ksloks is rotating B. Huaso Peak has found a crazy timing. He might just catch ksloks here. It's all on timing. Doesn't, but forces him away. Z looking for this one. What a shot from Huaso Peak. He's had a heck of a series for himself. Durnay now has to push forward, weary of that arch flank. He'll get one. He'll fall back to sight, but he is stuck behind enemy lines now. Flank and truck side is the call. Huaso Peak, another clinical shot. Woody tries to phase the smoke, but he's just a couple seconds too late. And it's a 2 versus 4 with Punk across the map. Martinez should get that for free. Yes, he does. And Punk, maybe he'll sit T-stairs in hopes of finding an exit, but he should not be going for this one.
He's got to save again, and that's just the nature of the beast here on Inferno. But again for 9Z, they finished CT side Ancient up 8-4. They had a 7-1 lead on that map. A 7-1 lead on Inferno is not looking out of the question on T side right now. Punk's going to get one more on the exits. Don't know if there's going to be enough time to hunt him down. I don't think so. He should be safe.
terrorists win.
That's going to be a good little boost, the extra kill, plus the confidence that'll bring. But Woody 1-6, Nightday 2-5. The individuals are silent for ODDIK. And there's their second time out here. They do not want to go down 7-1 again. They're going to invest heavily. Woody's got the op, which needs to sing. But the only player on 9Z who's not having positive impact right now is Adams. And that's just because he's not seeing anybody. He's 2-2. He's not even playing bad. He's just kind of supporting right now and along for the ride, while the rest of his team runs roughshod over the rest of ODDIK.
Yeah, the lurks from Huaso Peak are what are really impressing me. He's just getting out, finding near exemplary timings to get space, and his team are pivoting around that. So we have a technical pause, and Boggs will give you an update. Every single matchup, I believe, is going to 3. I mean, Imperial Red Cane is 12-7 on map 2, so probably going to a third. Except for Sharks in 2 games. Sharks took that one 2-0. So, lots of action, lots of tightly knit games thus far in Stage 2 of this closed qualifier.
And there's another technical. So let's see how long we gotta wait here for this one. But 9Z are doing everything right. They're hitting their shots, they're clearing together. Much of the issues we saw with their nuke game are non-existent now. And I mean, again, just look at how well they're doing from top to bottom. Both teams are relatively even as far as team kill distribution is concerned. It's just that 9Z's floor is higher. Again, if you ignore Adam, which he just hasn't seen anybody.
Yeah,
What's
we're
the
at 4,
damage
5,
looking
6,
like,
and 7.
95, 78. I mean, that's not too bad here, but I mean, just
It's damage isn't high because they keep saving.
yeah. Look how little flashes 9Z have thrown that have been effective. Martinez is the only one that's thrown an effective flash here. He's thrown 5 of them. Everything else has just been dry fights.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. That's real interesting.
Again, it's 9Z's intuition. Well, so Pete could play an entire round without throwing a single piece of utility. He'd just lurk in apartments.
Yeah. He doesn't really need to be buying it, but it's useful in case of a post plant.
What I'm surprised we don't see is a double stack in apartments from ODDIK to try and shut him down. One long haul and one boiler ready to swing off contact, something like that.
Like a Woody, say, for instance, on this buy right now, a Woody Tornay combo.
Probably, yeah.
I think that would work out pretty well.
Change it up. Right now you're trying to preemptively rotate based off information that you don't even have. It's costing you rounds. It's costing you players.
And they can't really afford to be losing these rounds anymore. It's the last map of the series. They had a map lead after map 1, but that's gone. And they're hemorrhaging rounds on map 2. Or map 3, excuse me. So they have to find a way back in. They have to curb the bleeding now. Apply a tourniquet, and they need to get some blood transfusion work going on too. They're still, at this point, not even at the ER yet. They're on the side of the road.
Give it a little longer and they might be waiting for the helicopter.
I don't know if a pharmacy is going to be able to help them. I don't know if that's enough medical help for ODDIK here. Maybe some over-the-counter painkillers, but something's got to change, and fast.
Is that an actual pharmacy? Not certain. It had the green plus. Yeah, see, it's green. It's no. Fake pharmacy.
Well, we do know there's some wine on this map, so maybe that'll be the best cure. Oh, we're getting a little adventure here.
I would hit my head on that ceiling so hard.
You and me both.
Right into that crossbeam.
I'm not exactly the tallest gentleman in the world.
Why are there pans sitting up there?
It's
Those are a falling hazard right there.
And they're also going to be cast iron, so that would hurt. That would not be good. Those are all cast iron pans. Great to cook with, but painful to drop.
This is a cool kitchen. I like this kitchen.
This is a really nice kitchen. Love that
Watermelon.
that pot too.
I don't know why there's just a one watermelon in there.
It's a great question. I'm wondering where the stovetop is as well.
You don't cook with those here.
And where's the pot? Like, how am I supposed to make my bolognese? I don't know.
More pans?
More pans. Bananas, too. Just random bananas. And an old radio. I do like the old radio.
Did we get lucky with the Counter-Strike source on the computer?
Oh, that's a good question.
Wait a... They took it away? What?
I forgot about that.
No.
When they opened up apartments. That was such a neat little Easter egg. I feel like the new maps don't really have that same sort of Easter egg in a way.
Maybe lost our imagination.
There.
We made it. We made it.
Cash.
Tech pause over. We made it. 6-1. Rifle buy for both teams. Opt and play for Woody to rival Martinez. Who, by the way, have mirrored scores currently. Woody is at 1-6. Martinez is at 6-1. If I gave you that stat line, would you expect Martinez to be on the T side of Inferno? I don't think so.
No, I was about to say. He's on the T side. That's the thing, Martinez has really heated up as well. He had a pretty rough move, but then again, most of 9Z did. And they've woken up. The Giant has woken and found that Odysseus has stolen his sheep. Except Odysseus has failed to blind him. I guess the Cyclops would be the proper term, but... Out of the initial nade engagement, Nite is really the only one who takes the damage, and there's another one for Martinez, boosted up over the smoke! And that's another nice pick going the way of 9Z to work with another man advantage here.
So there's 2 and 2. 2 in the apartments to catch Wasso Peak. They made the exact change we suggested. Doesn't pay off this time. And now, again, with ODDIK's reads of rotating at precisely the wrong time, maybe they are blinded, Boggs. Maybe they are Polyphemus. Is that the right name? I hope so.
Might be right. It's been a minute since I read the Odyssey.
Out they come. ksloks trying to sow chaos in the smoke. I like the idea. He found an opportunity to find one. The issue is he only found one. And we might see more of that textbook Inferno style. We might see more saves coming through. This 3 versus 4. They're locked out of B. Yeah. They're calling it quits. Again.
Yeah, they kind of have to. There's no real way to retake this. Their utility's not there for the retake. Yeah, there's flashbangs, but there's no mollies to clear out those entrenched angles like Dark, like New Box. It's not worth the risk economically, and at some point, though, it's going to have to become worth the risk because they can't afford to lose another round. And that's the other side of the sword that is saving. You can give yourself a little more time, but you also have to run the risk of cutting yourself at the other edge.
Yes, you do. And it was Polyphemus. I was right. Thank God.
I feel like we're kind of just dating ourselves with knowledge of Odysseus, though. Because the Christopher Nolan film hasn't come out yet, and...
The kids are still reading that in school.
Are they?
I hope so.
I would not be so sure.
I'm praying they do.
Me too. It's such a good story.
Really smoke one banana. On the CTs. And a preemptive spam from Max. Takes down Woody. Knight, they can't even pick up the op off the ground. Where is it? Did he get blown away by a grenade? Nope,
No, he got it back, but he took 2 grenades for damage, so... Not exactly. Oh wait, no, he got his M4! He didn't get the op!
No, he got the op. He had it in hand.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Trying to have both in play so he can solo from back of B. But again, not something you want to do with any weapon.
Except for a Negev.
Tina's boosted up top of woodpile.
He's
Looking
gotten
for
that
that
aggression
aggression.
this a couple times.
ODDIK doubling back to B. Like they're just still setting up his nest back of sight.
No util. It's going to be the fights here. That flash is all they have.
Flash.
Cross. It's an audible back A. They got time for this. Look at the position of Adams up brackets. He's got all the information. He can lock off the rotation. All they have to do is deal with ksloks. And he's been a far cry from his performance on Nuke. 20 seconds to go. Flash goes in. They spotted him out. And he's done and dusted. Down he falls.
Another save? Another save.
Another save. I guess 9Z are making a good case to be the Achaeans here.
Yes, they are.
In that case, does that make Adams Menelaus, as he's, like, not of the same sort of region or even heritage as Martinez is Spanish?
Perhaps. I didn't read the Iliad, so this is like out of my
Well, Menelaus is still a character.
a character. Punk, staying alive.
Terrorists win.
3 survive for the T's, 3 for the CTs. Not that it matters for 9Z at this point because they have a stupid amount of wealth. Eight to 1. And at this point, 11 to 1 seems like an inevitability. Yeah, lean towards A this time. This is the first time we've seen a lean towards A in quite a while. Ksloks. Not even required on that peak. It's Woody's op to finally ring through to get a kill.
I like this apartment control from 9Z, though. It's something they haven't really done in earnest. And it could work out well for them because ODDIK have been so conditioned to these B-side takes that they're hinging their extra player over towards that direction. Woody needs to get activated. He's just going to get flashed away, tossing the counter Molotov, and now 9Z are doing the classic, we go A, and then we go B. It's the opposite of what they've been doing. We go B, and then they go A. There still is that fast rotation in ksloks, but look how little utility ODDIK have at this point. Nightday has the incendiary. He's going to use that. Or drop that over to Pong, rather. Molotov's coming in. Pong's going to get the molly out. Ksloks can rotate through. Pong's got to do a lot of work here, but he's going to do some team damage as well. Ksloks won, and he's done. Max around. Takes out the Orange's player as well. Do they expect second? No, they don't. Nightday's here, and somehow he's still alive. And he'll find both of them as Martinez, he had his opportunities, he just couldn't close it. And ODDIK, after a very long time, without any sort of success, put one on the board. It's 8-2. The money for the T side, more than enough to buy out the rest of the half. And for ODDIK, they're still in a very rough economic situation. They have to string rounds together. They need 4 out of this half to get a chance. Plus that pistol needs to be good. And Woody's going to go for that bottom mid peak. Not deep into it, but at least for some information. Sides here going back to a more passive default. Good nade damage, though, going on to Ponk. And that's going to let Max get some control. Dot Banana. And he's part of the hand. He knows it's even more damage done.
Only a little bit more. Luken took about half in response. Again, this boost up would... Yeah, I think it was as well. Nice day. Expecting the boost. Catches Martinez mid-jump. That's a big head to find. Luken will grab the op. And ODDIK finally on the good side of the round advantages. These last couple rounds. Less than a minute left now, and 9Z are all kind of grouped up bottom mid. Finally going for some apartment control. That was a Molotov and friendly fire incident from the CT side, but not a big deal yet. Max throwing the fake over towards B. Showing presence. He's drawn a rotation. Now the rest of his squad need to activate. They need to find something. Woody's on Arch with the up. He's going to peek this. Posted for by Luken, but Luken's caught looking. That's a big kill to find. Furthering the advantage now. And Woody's going to continue to dip in. He finds Wasso peek through the flames. Smoke goes down Speedway, but Woody gets in front of it, and he has Tierney here to help. This might just be a save, given how little time is left. 3 players here still left to defend. The op is dropped, but Adams has so much more to do. He finds nothing. Punk finds them both. And ODDIK secure 2 in a row to get to a third.
One more to take it to 8-4. That would be a reasonable recovery for ODDIK. Not exactly the best case scenario, but the individual Ponk and ksloks in particular have picked it up, and look at that. 3 alive in 3 consecutive rounds, and 4 alive in that last one. That's good for the CTs, allowing them to buy that utility up again. Again, banana control taken by 9Z, but it hasn't really worked out the last couple of rounds now, has it?
No.
Will we get a little more A pressure? I would not hate to see a little more A pressure out of 9Z, but it looks like their read is to go in on B. And of course, Martinez gets another pick with that op on B, opening things up. Now they go in fast, and Knight did not even a chance to respond or react. Removed by Huaso Peak. And so the bomb goes down to 5-man hold, and ODDIK will send everything at the problem. But I don't think it's going to go too well for them. The defender's well entrenched, but with ksloks getting opt, I think it's less and less likely that they get a 4th, and instead, a 9-3 T-half for 9Z is utterly stunning.
Yes, it is. They are slightly T-sided, but not by a lot. Still over 50% win rate on the CT, and a very solid 9-3 half for 9Z as we hit the halftime break.
If all that it's saying is true, it's a war.
Statement performance to start off the deciding map for 9Z. They lead 9-3 as they enter the CT side of Inferno. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs on the mic. And 9Z looking to put this one to bed. If they win this pistol, it should be 10, likely an 11th off of it. And from there, a hop and a skip to closing out this series. Martinez, he's got the dualies. Flashes for Max. Walk for Night They alone on Banana. Spot comes in. He's the P250 Super Soldier. Still has no support, though. He's just trying to throw this fake top Banana while his teammates group up top middle.
Hit the double pit, though. That's going to be hard to clear, especially with the dualies at hay. Fossil's got to hit the shot, though. He can't keep missing. There's the critical first. Dualies are out, but they got nothing at all. Fossil needs to buy time, but ksloks doubles down. As there's a push in towards wine as well from Woody. Max is running right into him. Shadow shows, but Max is lucky to get out of there alive. Luken comes through as the bomb goes down. That's a win for ODDIK, but they need the round and desperately. No kit here for the CTs. It's going to come down to a tight, close-range duel to clear out this A site. 3 out of 4 players around or in. Another one from ksloks. And Luken and Adams might just have to save here. Might not even really be a point to wasting the Kevlar. Yeah, they're going to try to back away. However,
Oh, they're
the
hunting.
hunt is on, and they're ravenous for these kills.
ksloks still technically on for the ace. Adams gets 1. Luken gets 2. They'll fall back. They'll save the Kevlar. Ponk is still here, though. Last player alive for the T side. Looking to do something. Take away that Kevlar would be pretty big. Luken could even buy a FAMAS here.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have a helmet. Yeah, he's going to go
Worth
for
it.
that. I agree. I like this force buy. Very potent. I like the FAMAS, especially in Luken's hands. He's been the star for this team in this map. This could most certainly work out if they play the cards right, but no kit means they got to win it with fights. Win it with utility. Damage is a good way to start that off. Night Day down to 37. ODDIK already falling back out of Banana. 3 defenders on B. Once again, just like the pistol round. See if that rotates around. It does. It already has. In fact, Max is running back. Will he be in time to stop this ODDIK arch wrap?
Well, there's 2 players towards CT to defend against this wrap. Smokes are going in. It's telegraphing exactly what ODDIK are doing. And also spotted 1, but Max is able to get at least 1. Martinez holds on with the sight, gets 2 on the 5-7, looks for a 3rd, and he's dealing more damage, grabs that hat trick. Can't quite get more just yet. Woody on the outside, backstabbed by Max, and so off the save of the armor, the extra buy comes in, and 9Z right back in the win column. And more importantly, Nate, they isolate the ODDIK victory again. That means ODDIK have only strung 2 rounds together of their 4. The other 2 isolated, as we can see here. Shout out to our observer, JNZ, doing a great job today.
Exemplary performance. ODDIK, they're going to go for a force buy, but it's Tech 9s. No primaries, and I don't hate it. Tech 9s, especially on Banana, if you can slip the gap between the utility, can be very good. They try to go around this smoke. The MP9 of Max does a little bit of damage, but it also takes a good amount in return. Adams is sticking around. This could be foolhardy. It is foolhardy. Ponk finds 1, and now ODDIK are going to race in. There's no nades to slow them down. The smoke is thrown out of desperation, but they're through it, and Max is caught. Luken has to get more than that. Only 1 is what he'll find. And a 2 versus 4 might be the save call for 9Z, even if ODDIK only have Tech 9s.
Even if they only have Tech 9s. If they only have Tech 9s. It's a bold statement, Nate, because the Tech 9, up close and personal, is one of the best pistols in the game. I'll take a Tech 9 over a 5.7 any day of the week. It's just so good running and gunning.
And the beauty of the Tech 9 now is that what do you lose if you die on the hunt? Almost nothing. Take away a rifle if you're successful, though.
Yeah. Its running accuracy is so good.
As long as you don't spam it, you're golden.
And that's really the trick, isn't it? Avoid not panicking.
Yep. Also
avoid
peek.
panicking,
1,
I should
2, and caught.
No
No
survivors.
weapons saved. No survivors. And so, it's a back and forth. 9Z, do they force? I think they will. Adams already has.
Might as
Scout
well,
for
right?
Huaso Peak. Yeah, I would force. I like the scout and play from Martinez. We'll see if that does some early damage. Moss again in play this time for Luken. He had it last time too, if I recall correctly. Martinez peek down T steps. No one is there though. He's gonna peek all middle. Nice tag on Turne. Down to 52 through the wall. An immediate rotation to B, which isn't a bad idea. Max.
Well, the massive amount of damage ODDIK have sustained gives these pistols a prime opportunity to do some damage, but the entry comes through on the A-Rap again, going arch side. Adams up close. This is the MP9's time to shine, but Tourney answers with a magnificent shot. Wasso, though, one of his own, and maybe more from that Deagle up in apartments. He's going to have to make a home out of it, though, as he's going to be stuck for now. Woody lets him run behind. They're not ready for him on the backstab, but he's lucky enough to get the FAMAS out before the scout. And then Naite peeks back down. Huaso, too many targets. And 2 in a row for ODDIK for the first time, or the second time in this game, first time in this half, and first time in a few rounds as well. 4 rounds separating these two teams, and a full save here from 9Z. Death ball mid. Pistol stack. Default. What's their call going to be here?
Sit in corners and wait as long as possible. Flash nade for Adams. He's going towards banana. It's going to be a straight B play. 8 over. They're going to sit on site. Maybe after first contact, he'll throw the flash and they all peek together. This is an interesting choice.
They're walking a couple of players into the stack, but ODDIK aren't hedging all their bets on this. They have players over towards A, the bomb down bottom. They're just trying to feel out exactly what's going on, and that kill is going to be relatively inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. Now, if we would have gone down there without getting 3, then things get a little bit more scary. But it's still a safe bet for ODDIK here.
Yeah, they got the bomb. They have A. They know it. Moss not long for the world. It's gone. Adams might go try to pick that up, but Turney's already closing the space, closing the gap. Just P 1v1. No horse in that race. ODDIK take it, lose 2, but they drop off a Moss and a Mac 10, which aren't 2 weapons you necessarily want in a rifle round, so acceptable losses. Woody gets out his op, 4 AKs. 9Z, what do we have? Full M4s, no op in play for Martinez to try and challenge. They're lacking utility, and they're lacking a kit as well, might I add. Luken gets extra utility, gets a kit, and swaps to an MP9. Selfless call from him. In round 18. ODDIK getting confident, getting clean on this T side. Worrying prospect for 9Z, who are hoping to close this one out sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's going to become more and more difficult for 9Z to close out, but Luken gets a flame kill onto Ponk. That's one of the heavy hitters for ODDIK in this map out of the picture. And a positive start for 9Z as they look to settle in towards that victory moment. Moving into the upper bracket matchup later against the winner of Imperial versus Red Canids. Wondering who's winning that one right now, actually, off the top of my head. That one's also in its 3rd map. So, we'll see. Nice shot from Woody, though. He'll win that Opera's duel. Looks like the Ops just T-sided today on Inferno, Nate, which is contrary to everything conventional Counter-Strike knowledge teaches.
is. Walk through the arch smoke with an op for Woody. Gets dinked, but he gets the kill. Still 2 A defenders, though, and the question is... Say, do ODDIK know? But it seems like they clearly do. They're pinching in towards B now. Max is going to get caught by this op, if I had to guess. It's all on timing, and never mind, he doesn't get caught by the op. Timing's in his favor. And double swing comes through. He lines them up, only gets one, though. But still a 2 versus 2 with both players at A. They don't have utility, they don't have a kit. Do they go for it? It seems like they're going to try.
Might as well. They have a couple of rounds to play with, and it's a favorable situation. They can still pull back. And there might be a kit here on Max's body, too. I'm not entirely sure. Gonna be tough to find ksloks here, though, without that util. Tornay as well. Deep church, but ksloks nothing. Tornay reveals himself. Somebody's got to hop on it. Adam's going to be the one to hold. Wasso just needs to fight this duel and win it. Wasso loses off the bomb. It doesn't matter. Tornay comes up with both. And he will survive in the nick of time. As 9Z so close and yet so far. Hey! We got Counter-Strike.
Nice. For the other matches, Boggs, I know you asked. I said
So-
Sharks beat 2 game.
Yep.
Legacy beat Selva.
That one was 2-1
And-
too, which is surprising.
Yeah. And then Imperial are leading 4-0 right now on map 3.
Told you Silva was a team to keep an eye on, though.
Yes, they are. 9Z. Stack and B with 4. They're on a half by 5-7s. Deagle. MP9. Also, Peak needs to have another Herculean performance like he did on the other maps. He's slowed down considerably, but he does have support at least from the majority of his team. ODDIK far more passive on this one, trying to suss out what 9Z have.
Well, looks like a full-on B exec, and there's 4 players here from 9Z. Of all the scenarios, this is probably the best case for them out of this round. If ODDIK actually commit to this, which they might not after that spam comes through from Max in the 5-7. Smoke's
will.
ready. In comes the util. Max coming back. Wasso will rotate in as soon as contact comes through. Bomb spotted. Max waiting for the push in. Adams one on the MP9 around the pillar. Now the stall comes in. The push comes out. 2 for the T's, 2 for the CTs. Tornay low, still alive. Not for long. Here's Luken around pillar. Finding more damage, but he's out of ammunition. Can't hide for long enough. And so Wasso's in a 1 versus 2. Has the golden chance.
Ooh.
And he snipes 1. He knows where the last is thanks to that smoke. And spots him out, but ksloks, the crouch slide, keeps him alive. And ODDIK have crawled to within 1 round of 9Z here on Inferno. 5 in a row. 6 of 7 on this T side, counting the pistol. And look at ksloks, he's woken up. The beast is here. And he's one of 2 ODDIK players at a 1.0 KD. It's the ksloks show.
Ksloks scary.
Yeah.
It might be. Everybody else is doing their job. It's kind of the same for both teams. You have Adams and Nightday at the bottom. And then more or less everybody around the same. The issue is that star, that impactful star in ksloks. Difference maker for ODDIK to come back into it.
Yeah, he had a rough start, too.
He did. 3 at B. 9Z still trying to figure out how to hold this site. Meanwhile, ODDIK, content with showing presence, will fall back. I say that, they're going back in again. Maybe they're not content.
Maybe they want it all. They might just
Continue to
want it
bully
now.
this B site. Yeah.
Look at this hold utility. It's solely on the shoulders of Max. Smoke, molly. That's it. And ODDIK might just probe out with the MAC-10 here, too. They have that. Here comes the util, counter utility use. The smoke, not a Molotov. Fire can be tossed. Now it's on actually from the T side. Burns away Luken, but they don't clear Adams. He's got 2 plus the bomb. Drops at his feet. Looks for damage on the 3rd, but Max is here to support. Grabs 1 through the smoke. That's ksloks out of the picture. Putting it all on Torne and Nightday. Orange's plant is a bold move, Cotton, but it pays off for now. Martinez rotating in. Op in hand. Has the M4 of Wasso Peak also joining up. 2 through Church. Wasso looking to go back the other way.
Time.
Yeah, they
Half gone on the
don't
bomb.
have a hit either. They have to go. That's a big first duel. 1 and the second from Max. He's been great this time and trying to step up into ksloks territory. Take over a star role on this final map of this upper bracket matchup. 9Z keep their lead, if just barely. But of course, Inferno is known for very tight 3rd maps.
Yes, it is. As we talked about, known at this point as the decider because no one likes it and no one dislikes it enough. There are other maps that you hate more. Martinez has his op. And ODDIK, in spite of their tear of rounds, what was it, 5 in a row?
Yep.
They're on a poor buy because of how expensive 9Z has made it. Even with the bomb plant, they're on Galils, a MAC-10, and AKs. No op. And a lot of punishing utility damage taken down middle early. Wasso Peak gonna throw his molly in. Keep him at bay. ODDIK trying to change the pace, and 9Z are reading heavily into that. 4 players at 8, a 5th one coming in short order. 1, 2 found, a 3rd heard, not quite found just yet, but the bomb is down at brackets. The issue is Turn A. It's his turn to turn up. He'll find 2. Woody finds 2 of his own, and they make something out of what was a catastrophic start. 9Z had the read, they had the setup, they had the openings, and yet ODDIK have the round. Max already turning tail. It is done. A 10th for ODDIK as Max heads for the hills with the AK on his back.
Yeah, they had the crossfire. They had it all set up, and it just gets dismantled by ODDIK, by Woody and Torne. And the star was dead, but it didn't matter. The secondaries came through in a big way, and Woody's going to get the last one onto Max, too. Peeks out right into the crosshair of the op, which means no saved guns for 9Z, and now their economy is destitute, and ODDIK are knocking on the door of a tie ball game. That is how thin the margins are on this map right now. Just one little mistake can cause the end of it all.
We have a tech pause.
Tech
Get some
pause.
inklings of what 9Z want to do, though. You can tell they're already investing. It's not really a half buy if Martinez has to buy armor, so I'm not sure exactly what the call will be. It's like a not a half buy, not a save, not a full buy. It's around there. 1350 leaves you too little room on the CT side, but it's not a full investment.
It's an aggressive half buy. A 3/4 buy.
3/4 buy. By the math, yeah, it seems about right.
Maybe it's time for a new term in Counter-Strike. 3/4 buy.
Call it the cope buy.
The copium buy?
Yeah, the copium buy.
I like that better. It's more funny. More memeable. Which I guess is your forte, so.
That was the target.
Leave it to Pineapple Phillips for a good memeable comment.
But who knows? They're gonna make a mountain out of this molehill. I have a feeling. ODDIK, the decidedly better buy. Punk probably gonna get dropped an AK if I had to guess. Yes, he did. I didn't even realize that the tech pause was over. We're into the action. 2A, 3B for the early goings once again. Punk taking heavy damage down Banana from a piece of utility early on. ODDIK playing slow. They have 1 player out mid, 2 bottom mid trying to get over this chaos smoke, and 2 bottom Banana. Hoping that someone overextends. Smoke down arch early on, thrown from underpass.
I mean, ODDIK have the utility game in hand. Unless stuff like this works out for 9Z, the push with the flash, but it doesn't yield a kill. Max finds nothing. And there's only a smoke left. That smoke's over on A, and it's in pallet or apartments.
9Z's reads
So-
good. 9Z's
oh, yeah.
reads good though. They have
That's
4
all the
here once
information.
again.
But can they win the fights? That's going to be the differentiating factor. Look at the lack of utility for ODDIK. No more mollies. Only a couple of flashbangs. It's really going to just come down to duels, which they do have the advantage in firepower-wise, but a couple of lineups here. Martinez can get himself a couple, and instead he's just going to get the info and fall away. I really do like that call, too. They're not giving anything up on 9Z, although he does go down. That's the M4 drop. Adams' position here can be huge. Luken, though, 1. Adams, another. AK upgrade around the side. Luken's got 3! Luken might get 4! No! But he has done all but enough! Woody has to clutch! 1 versus 3! 1 versus 2! The time on the clock! And he falls to the ground! Max puts him down! And 9Z grabbed 12! But Luken's heroics in the pit are what saved the day for 9Z and make this 3-quarter buy, the copium buy, actually pay off.
I said it, a mountain out of the molehill. It wasn't really a molehill. That was kind of an overstatement, but still. Huge round to win. And normally in that situation, if it's a force buy and you win with 1 player surviving, your money's not good. But it was a half buy. Not a half buy. It was a 3/4. It was a coat buy. And the coat pays off. The believers. A big win. As now the buy is near full. They're lacking a little bit of utility. But they have M4s, they have the op, and ODDIK facing off against Series Point are on scraps. They're on a Mac 10, Tech 9s, Galil, AK. Again, don't count them out. But don't favor him either. Martinez is banana this time around with the op. They're playing up close and personal. Good flashbang in. Ponk gets him, and Luken can't get the trade either. Luken flash gets it eventually. So we're back at even footing, 4 versus 4. And ODDIK again rotating around to A, and again 9Z have the instant read. They're pushing down banana. They have a 3rd player here now on the site. Woody gets 1, but there's still 2 defenders. Wasso peek doesn't find 1. Drops down, tries to find something. Instead it's Adams to only get 1. Trades come through. Luken a 1v3 to try to close it out here and now. Does he go for it? Does he save? We're at a crossroads. It looks like he's going to at least attempt it. Toy with the idea, but he spots the player pit. With that information given away, he should save. I agree.
Why is he still here? I don't get it.
Unknown. It's not going to be a coat buy in this round. It's going to be a full investment. And it is going to be a tech pause as well, if I had to guess. There it is. We have a player missing over on the side of 9Z.
Well,
Oh. And a 6th player on the side of ODDIK.
Nate, it wouldn't be Inferno, 3rd map, without a full 24 rounds. I almost said a full 30 because I'm still so ingrained in MR15. I do miss it still.
Too long.
That's what all the kids tell me. Not enough time for their TikToks and their whatevers.
I got some reels to
Subway
scroll through, buddy.
Surfers.
We gotta close this one out.
We've still got another match to come after this one, too. It's
Yeah,
gonna
we
be
got an hour to
2 Game
scroll
and
for.
Silva. We got 45
When is
minutes
that?
at this point.
Say it's 45 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I gotta eat too, man. Come on.
I don't think the
I
chicken.
need to go to MR10 at this point.
The chicken thinks the bomb's an egg.
Oh, it's staring into the light.
Is the chicken going to discover religion?
No, it's gonna eat.
It's a great chicken cam.
I like the fake explosion right there as the chicken pecked it. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was great. Nice little touch there. Oh, hey, chicken lover van in the background, too. Perfectly fitting.
I think that's a different kind of love. Not sure they would appreciate knowing where it comes from. Our fifth has returned for 9Z, but not unpaused yet. Probably still messing with some things. I believe it's Max who was having the issues.
Yeah, we've seen some issues with players having configs reset too, so could be something along those lines.
Configs reset. There's so many new things with the anti-cheat stuff that's been set up for these kind of tournaments, you know? There's so many things that can just go wrong.
But looks like everything is going right, and we're back into it here. Round 24, the last of regulation. MP9's on 3, M4's on 2. I guess you could say M4's on 4 if you want to count the ones on Ponk and ksloks. The lack of helmets, those M4s are incredibly deadly. Ponk devour some nades. And that's not going to be the kind of lunch he's looking for. Not the kind of lunch that the chicken lover van's going to deliver.
It does catering?
It does catering, eh?
That's a big deal.
I know, right? Any way you want it, that's the way you need it.
That's a song. That's not... Nope. Can't steal that.
It's a great song, too.
Just keep on dating yourself.
Dating myself. We're the
Old.
same age. Shut up.
Smoke and 2 flashes is all it's left for 9Z's utility. No kit. Also Peak playing anti-flash. Adam's playing behind the smoke. He has Luken here as well. And again, the read is in from 9Z. There's 4 on A to stop this. Will it work? Luken finds 1. And now they'll close in. Luken continue to peek. 3 for Luken once again. Martinez gets the trade. And I don't think overtime is necessary. Ponk, the player tagged down by the nade, is in a 1v4. And he's spotted, I believe. There's a player in the underpass. And it's done. 13-11. That was as anticlimactic a round as it can get for the stakes that were posted on this decider.
Oh yeah, that was so anticlimactic. Just ends with Luken dry fighting 3 down middle. Gets some help from his team.